Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Anna Crossland. For those of you who are new here, hi, welcome to my channel. I enjoy reviewing beauty products and just giving the honest truth because I think that everyone deserves it who spends their hard-earned money on makeup. Today we're trying out some new things, mostly from ColourPop. We have the new ColourPop Act Natural Defining Mascara. We have the ColourPop Color Sticks, and we have a ColourPop Quad to try out that they just launched, I think last week or something like that. I have the new Sephora Flushed Blush to try out, and as well as a new lip product from AOA Studio. It's called the Wonder Matte Liquid Lipstick. So I'm excited to test these things out with you guys today. If you want to see my first impressions, then go ahead and stick around. We're going to start off with this from Shop Miss A. I got a bunch of colors to test them out. There's supposed to be a new formula of their liquid matte, but this is called the AOA Studio Wonder Matte Liquid or Matte Lipstick, and this is in the shade Unreal. This one's a little bit darker and deeper. Now I will say I have been actually wearing a lighter shade in this formula, and it was actually really comfortable. And then I've also tried another deeper shade, and it was a little bit more on the drier formula side, almost very comparable to ColourPop's liquid mattes. But the other one that I had worn was very comfortable, and these are under $2, so it's a really good deal. Again, this is in the shade Unreal, so I'm going to show you what that looks like. I don't really smell anything, it just kind of smells makeup-y, and this is the type of applicator. Sorry, I just did swatches of that shadow palette for Instagram and stuff. That's really pretty. It reminds me of a lime crime shade that I have, or almost a Kylie one. I'm interested to see if this one is comfortable on the lips because I was really impressed with the formula of the lighter shades. We'll see about this one. Let's see. I definitely feel obviously putting it on with a lip pencil it would be better. I really like this type of shade. I feel like it looks so dark on camera. I am like getting so messy. But so far it feels like okay for a matte lipstick. I felt like overall that applied pretty nicely. It wasn't like super streaky or anything. I have to wait to see how comfortable it is after it dries down. I will say that the little paint is starting to chip on it where it says AOA, and as you saw, I just unwrapped it. So if that bothers you, that might be something to think about. I feel like this looks so dark on camera. I might have to add some lip liner later on to the outer edges just to kind of try and fix that up. But I feel like so far it's pretty comfortable. It feels like I have a matte liquid lipstick on, but it doesn't feel overly drying yet, but we'll see throughout this video how it really fares. I feel like it looks so dark in the camera. Let's go ahead and try the Flushed Blush. The only thing I'm a little bit sad about is everything we're using today is pretty mauve toned, and this is, I went for like very peachy spring, and it's called Coral Sunrise. I believe it's $10 for one of these, and it comes with 10 milliliters, 0.33 fluid ounces. It's pretty small in comparison to like my hand, but it does squeeze out, and it is like a really thick formula. Like, it's very thick. So we'll see. It feels almost like a silicone primer mixed with the color. I feel like you kind of have to use a lot for it to show up, because the first time I ever swatched it, I couldn't even see this amount on my hand. So I feel like you have to use a little bit, like obviously start off lighter and see where, you know, where it's going, but I don't even know. I'm just gonna put a dot. I don't know if I love this consistency, but we'll see. Okay, let's I'm just gonna use my fingers, I think, to dab it on there. And I do have powder on, so I feel like this product would be nice on a day that you're not wearing a lot of powder products. I think it is messing with the foundation underneath. So this is definitely one I think I would wear either, like I wouldn't powder until after, you know. It's a pretty color though. I do like the color, and it does blend out pretty easily. I'm gonna try it with a sponge, see how we like it. Having a harder time blending it out with the sponge. I feel like probably your best bet is with your fingers to warm it up, or a fibered brush, which I don't think I have right now. It's pretty. Is it blowing my mind? No, and I feel like I have to keep going in with products. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Like, I wouldn't go back and repurchase another one of these. The liquid lip is starting to dry on the inner parts, starting to feel more like a ColourPop liquid lip. So you know how they get those like crusties a little bit, but the one that I've really been enjoying using that I have used so far is in Venus. This one feels really comfortable and doesn't do that on the lips. Like, it's a really pretty color though. Next, ColourPop came out with these little quads. They are $9 each, so it's like you're paying under $3 for each shadow, which I don't think is terrible. Packaging is really pretty, but it does get very fingerprinty on there. This one's in sorbet, and I feel like all the ones they came out with are very neutral, super easy to just throw in your purse if you're kind of a low maintenance type of gal. And I thought it was interesting, this one actually does have an eye safety warning on one of the shimmers, so that was really interesting to me. I guess it's because it has little fine glitters in it. That's the only thing I can really think of, but I don't know. I love how on this side you have more of the cooler toned mauves, and then on the side's a little bit more rosy. So I really liked this quad. I feel like this is like very wedding-esque vibes, and I think it's gonna be really pretty. I'm gonna take a primer. This one is my e.l.f. Eye Putty Primer, and it is a white one. I'm just gonna use my finger because I don't really care about the white showing through. I just want them to have something to stick to. We're gonna go into the lighter shades first. This one right here. This one's called Drizzled, I think. I'm always really bad at reading names on the back. They don't have them inside, so I have a feeling these are just gonna perform just like ColourPop shadows normally do. I don't foresee there being a problem, but just kind of showing you what this little quad can do if anyone was interested in this specific one. It did kind of remind me of the Making Mauves a little bit. I think especially like this shade in particular, but I will say that I don't think Making Mauves really has many like rosy types of mauves. It is like one of my favorite palettes, by the way. I will say that I don't think the rosier matte brown shade is really in Making Mauves. I think they're all very cool toned. Very cool toned. The shade is really pretty. You could honestly just leave it here and put the lighter shimmer all over the lid, or you can intensify it like we're going to do with the other shade. You can build up this shade too, so that it almost looks like you have a blending and a crease shade color. Okay, and then we are going to go into the more rosy matte shade here. This time I like to take a smaller crease brush. This is the Morphe M514 into a deeper shade for the more outer corners. Just wow, that has a lot of powder kick up. I barely tapped it. Be careful, that one is a little bit more fragile than I feel like ColourPop mattes usually are. That was like way more powdery than normal, but it's also really pigmented. Excuse this, I don't know what that is about, but this would be a really pretty everyday quad. Like, I would choose these colors every day. I love these types of shades because they're not just like browns. I love mauves. I think this would be perfect for a wedding. Like, you could literally just use this quad for a wedding eye look and like be set. Like, I would have worn these like this palette for my wedding and be okay with it. Just be careful with the fallout. We're gonna take the more rosy shade and put it on the lid. Normally I take a glitter glue. I think I'm gonna just try using it wet today and see how that, okay. I think it works fine wet. It is a little bit more chunky. This one, that's probably what, this is the one with the eye safety warning, I believe, and it is chunkier. So maybe I should have used a glitter glue because that is chunky. It's also showing up a lot more silvery tones than I kind of thought. I think it's because that glitter enhances it. I'm gonna just go back with those matte shades. And then I'm gonna take the lightest shade and put it on my inner corner. That one's really soft. I still think this is beautiful. I kind of wish this one didn't have so much glitter and silver glitters to it. I kind of wish it did lean a little bit more rosy like it looks in pan, but it still is very pretty. So I do like it. I will use it. Next, we're going to use this color stick I got We're Off, and this is like a bright teal. I did not realize how tiny these things are. I thought that it would be either like fatter like more product fatter wise or longer. This is it compared to like a lip pencil. So they're really tiny. This one is like a blue shade. I don't believe it has any shimmer. And oh, it's very, very creamy. I'm very excited to try these because I like their pencil colors that they do, but they always snap on me and get really dried out. So first I do want to see if I can use it on the waterline to see if these could replace like regular pencils for me. Okay, you can. I think that's where we're gonna just keep it. I thought about doing something more, but okay. Because I was worried that it'd be too big to use as a waterline pencil. It's very creamy too. I like it. I think I'll have to get some more of these if it like becomes waterproof. If it doesn't, then I probably don't need more of these. So that'll have to be something I test out. I'm going to take some now under the lower lash line, because I was originally planning on doing like all blue under there, but I think since it fit right on the waterline, I'm going to keep it like that. So now, because I think the blue will look cool against the mauve, so I'm taking that rosier mauve. Let's test out this mascara. It's called Act Natural Defining Mascara, and I got black. I don't really know what it's supposed to do for us, but here's the outer packaging. And here's what the brush looks like. First, we're gonna curl our lashes. Here goes nothing. Oh. I actually like this. I feel like with drugstore mascaras, I've been having a really hard time finding a good one. This one is actually helping kind of lift it. It's not going on too chunky. This is actually, I wasn't expecting to be like, I wasn't expecting much. But it's not clumpy. I feel like it's distributing a good amount of product. Now, I don't know if this one's waterproof at all. So far, they don't have any waterproof mascaras, so I don't think this one is. And I usually need waterproof because my eyes water a lot. My lashes are kind of heavy and they don't lift up very good. But I feel like compared to like mascaras lately, other ones, this one's doing a good job. Okay, I think that's everything. So it is soft now that it's dried. I did try recurling my lashes and it didn't help hold them at all. I think because it does stay more soft. But I do really enjoy the formula because it's not so wet that it weighs it completely down. I feel like it's a good mix between wet and dry, if that makes sense. Sometimes formulas are overly wet and they actually work better the more you use it and the more it starts to dry out. I felt like this was a good like in between type of formula. I think if you're into more natural mascaras, you'll really like this one. I have to see how it wears on me though, because my eyes do water and get itchy because of allergies, so that'll just have to be something that I can test in time. This liquid lipstick in particular is, I like the color, but I don't like the way it's starting to feel inside. I definitely think that if you go for one of the AOA Studio liquid lips, go for one of the lighter shades because those ones are really comfortable. It's not terrible. In the end, it's still a liquid lip. I feel like it's under $2 and it's pretty comparable to like a ColourPop type formula, which I don't think is too terrible. And for the price, I mean, it's just not bad. So it's not a complete like yes you have to have it, but it's also not a complete no. Like you could try it out and if you don't like it, you're not, you know, it was under $2. The next thing that look, I feel like there's probably better blushes out there. This is something I'll probably only use when I'm not really wearing a lot of makeup, maybe just like some concealer, probably not foundation. I feel like it did work best with my finger. It's so thick that I feel like you have to have the warmth to be able to blend it out. And so someone else, you know, might love this. I just don't think this is my favorite, but granted, I do usually use powder blushes, so it could be my lack of experience. This palette, I think it's really pretty. I think it performed great. There was nothing terrible. I just do wish this one was a little less glittery and a little bit more pinky tone like it looks in pan, but I have no real complaints. I think if you like any of these quads, you know, it's not a bad price and they're cute and they work well. I highly recommend these color sticks. I do wish they were a little bit bigger. You're getting 0.021 ounces. I don't really know what the normal amount for like an eyeshadow stick like this would be, but I 100% seeing myself using these for like the water lines especially, or just under the eye. I might pick up a few more of these. I really like these, and if it lasts like for a long period of time, I don't know if they're supposed to be like long lasting or waterproof, but if they are, and count me in. Sometimes these types of formulas do mess with my contacts, like when I use them on the waterline. So that's something I'm gonna have to test out over time again to see if it fogs up my contacts. Does anyone else have that problem, or is it just me? And that is everything that we've tried. Let me know down below what your favorite things were, or what you've tried, or what you're looking forward to trying. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye.